This video is intended to be a description of an invincibility class talisman named Wisdom. The reason I refer to it as an invincibility class talisman is due to its high yield frequency broadcast in a passive wearable talisman format with all the crystalline structures of great exotic nature in one tandem closed loop circuit. Okay, so we will start with the basic blade banding, which right here starts with hematite and smoky quartz, running down here, all the way around here, and under here again, for this quadrant to have a contained circuit of a grounding, sequential transmutation ignition of the hematite and smoky quartz, making a grounding, purifying algorithm. As the rest of the energy runs through this construct, it will be governed by those sections that basically will slow down the energy, as well as ground it, and ground it through the person wearing it into the Earth-Star Meridian matrix. And right here, continuing with the basic blade band sequence, the main blade consists of lapis lazuli and tourmaline black quartz, which has black tourmaline, in the quartz structure to work as a neutral subcapacitation with a purification algorithm coursing through here, all the way up here, in a figure-8 segment, running to the apex of this section right here. Okay, on this side right here, we have tiger sign, labradorite, blue kyanite, green kyanite, orange kyanite, black kyanite, petersite, Ethiopian precious white opal, and a Herkimer diamond with a true yellow diamond right here to accelerate intensify the carbon-based 10 out of 10 hardness of diamond that is through the golden ray, the solar plexus activation right there. And right here we have divine aura quartz, actually pressure coated by the man who first invented this technique back in the 80s. I acquired this from a good friend of mine who actually knew the man because his father was friends with him back in the pioneering days of crystal technology, utilizing pressure coating treatments of quartzes. So the base of these two quartzes right here is actually Tibetan black quartz that has been pressure bonded with both gold and indium. Indium is like a variant of platinum in its etheric vibratory nature of high transcendent star archetypal energy. So the two of these together are very synergistic and very effective for a blade band focalizer crystal to make sure the excess energy of this whole construct will have a focus point going straight downwards as it's worn and concealed under a shirt perhaps. Right here, this is tangerine aura quartz, which is a combination of both gold and iron to really make a strong induction of the stimulation of the lower three chakras between the gold and iron filters. Flip it over for this side. This right here is healer's gold, a synergistic combination of both iron pyrite and magnetite to make a very strong grounding etheric transference into the cellular level through the Earth-Star meridians, as well as shielding and insulating any kind of raw frequency energies and grounding it through the Earth stars. This right here is Libyan gold tektite. I also fondly refer to it as goldavite due to its celestial properties and has a very strong, powerful solar plexus and sacral stimulation that it was utilized by pharaohs of old to be the main power pieces of the breastplates they used to wear in ancient Egypt. This right here is the legendary moldavite, the green emerald that fell from the sky, according to Grail legend. And of course, it doesn't need much introduction for most viewers of these videos because of its high intrinsic green ray, intense spiritual activating nature. Right here is Herkimer diamond with a proper white diamond to accelerate and intensify the 10 out of 10 carbon-based stone legendary diamond through the white ray for a full white spectrum energy engagement through the hardness of a diamond. Okay, moving on to where the hood will be eventually. This right here is raw cinnabar with related quartz and its own subcircuit wrapped together to protect it, because it's very fragile, as well as accelerate its frequency broadband of its potentiality to deeply shift etheric patterns at the atomical level, hence is usually used as a stone of sorcery. This right here is fire agate, a stabilized variant of the fire element to stabilize the base, sacral, and solar plexus for very much the in-the-body experience, for enthusiasm, zest for life, those kinds of concepts. This right here is moss green agate, a variety of agate that stabilizes the water element in the body, that stimulates the heart and the base to imprint the highest functional etheric blueprint on a 3D avatar. This right here is malachite, a copper-based yang metal, pardon me, copper-based green ray fire elemental stone traditionally used in many different cultures of Egypt as well as Aztecian priesthoods. Very, very powerful yang fire projective masculine energy. This right here is classic rose quartz, a lovely stone underrated of the pink ray of the loving nature. This right here is holly blue agate, a very specialized version of agate, very rare. Comes from one mine in northern Oregon that was utilized by the indigenous tribes as the stones of heaven for many millennia. And so it is also a wind element stone, so it actually stabilizes the wind element configuration of the 6th and 7th chakras in a stabilized format. This down here is a little stone called naturalite, one of the most amazing white ray stones in the mineral kingdom for its very intensive, expansive white ray frequency crown activation. And a fun fact for everyday world also is that the light it emanates actually makes negativity and entities of different kinds incompatible with this frequency by itself. Let's see here, gotta flip it over. Okay. This right here is ruby and zoisite, a synergistic combination naturally found in South Africa that contains ruby, the very legendary stone of the red ray, used since time immemorial by royalties of all aspects of monarchs and matriarchs and patriarchs of the olden days. Combining that with zoisite makes a very powerful heart-mind stimulation connection. This right here is blue lace agate, another stabilizing water elemental component to the device to stabilize the 5th, to stabilize the words and the voice. This right here is red jasper, same with this right here, to stabilize the base as well as the sacral. And in ancient Egypt, they used to actually tie this stone to newborn infants to anchor their and ground their bodies once the soul has entered it. This right here is scolecite, a very lovely white ray stone, very uplifting, very calming to the mind, and very, very good for producing proper serotonin levels. Actually, a more gentle cousin of naturalite, this guy right here, previously described. It's the same exact molecular structure in a different sequential order, producing a different stone. This right here is Perseuli Bluestone. This is a stone utilized in Stonehenge, and according to legend, the great Merlin the magician went through a great amount of trouble to actually exhume the stone from a quarry 400 miles away in medieval prehistoric England, which was obviously a lot of effort due to its piezoelectric properties, to where it now stands in Stonehenge. Also, of course, known for its excessive paranormal activities, can be attributed possibly to this stone's use on a megalithic monolithic structure. This right here is Numite. Numite is the oldest stone in existence just about, at clocking in at nearly 3.2 billion years old, and comes from a volcano in Greenland that can only be accessed in summer months to obtain more of this stone. I laugh just because the story is really, really absurdly amazing. And now we have it here, also utilized as a stone of deep earth mastery of magic, so another stone of high yield sorcery, if you would. This down here is actually petrified wood, here from Mount Shasta. Petrified wood, of course, is a process where oftentimes a tree would fall into a river, perhaps, and be part of a sedimentary concealment from the elements, and actually be turned into a stone of itself. So it holds the vibration of deep Mother Earth in tandem with the Numite. This right here is Larimar. Larimar is a fantastic stone of the fire and water elements. Recently discovered in, I believe, 1982 in Dominican Republic, this apparently is the stone of Atlantis that Edgar C. Cayce predicted would be discovered in a time of the Age of Aquarian shift. But it's a really lovely stone for actually singing as well as projecting the voice. This right here is something called kunzite. This is a lithium-based pink ray stone, very, very soothing, very calming, makes a very nice loving balm frequency. This right here is something called rhodonite. Rhodonite is interesting because it's a pink and black ray stone that consists of the fire and earth elements. That is very good for the encouragement of your archetypal pattern of service to creation and loving aspects of why you've chosen to incarnate to serve. So it actually develops a psychic archetypal link to that highest service to be manifest. This right here is not just an amethyst bead, but actually, in fact, Auralite 23, a very special variety of amethyst, also known as Canadian amethyst or Thunder Bay amethyst, comes from one cave on the Montana-Canada border and apparently is the oldest crystal in existence, at clocking in about 1.1 billion years old. And the reason they call this Canadian amethyst Auralite 23 is due to the fact that it has the amethyst structure with 23 different elements into it. Few things include gold, silver, titanium, cacoxylite, it's 23 different elements. If I tried to describe the entire aspect of that stone alone, it could take the video probably 5 minutes more. Okay, this right here is fulgurite. This is when lightning strikes sand, which contains the energy of a lightning strike set in stone. Very potent, powerful, high-yield vibratory stuff. It's been utilized by shamans since time immemorial to effectively intensify prayers to the divine and for others. So its use, of course, in a light blade structure, wired in, gives it a very intensive, sizzling lightning frequency. This right here is black tektite. This is when a nickel iron meteorite will impact sand, mostly in the China and the Philippines, to actually make an obsidian. So the impact of a meteorite hitting sand will actually melt the glass, which will hold and contain that energetic cosmic jolt into our 3D plane. Very high yield, powerful Earth star from the bottom of the feet all the way to the soul star, producing frequency. Think that she might be everything. Okay, moving on. Get readjusted here. This right here, just like described down below, red jasper. This red jasper is running a sequential band to make a very stabilized earth element counter-antithesis to the excessive high yield frequency. As the energy courses through the entire construct running its circuit, it will run loudly right here through ignition of related quartz to intensify the stabilization of the red ray. Jasper is one of the most stable frequencies in the mineral kingdom, particularly when it comes to the aspect of the earth element. So the necessity of having that lateral band as a contingency to stabilize out the successive frequency broadcasts is essential, with related cores to accelerate the intensity of the red ray stabilized frequency energy. Okay. This right here is seraphinite, with related quartz subcapacitating it. Seraphinite is one of the stones that can be said is one of the premier healing stones of our age. It is named seraphinite due to the fact that the archangelic realm emanates very strongly with these little green stones, and it actually grounds that archangelic frequency healing aspect to the cellular level. Tucked down here, not sure if you can see it anymore, is one of the main engines right here. This is a sphere of tourmalated black quartz, which is one of the main engines actually powering and running the entire program of this construct. It's where the main software receiver, if you would, is located. You can't see them anymore either, but there are two tiny little Lemurian quartz points going all the way from here, underneath all this, all the way next to the main engine, to help govern the programming and the rest of the different high yield frequencies to be a neutralized motor, if you would. Okay, this main section right here, forgot something kind of important. On top of this main tourmalated black quartz sphere is a faceted sugilite directly above it, terminated to the main engine, which is very well concealed now at this point, and is a very effective stone of being a beacon of light, if you would, as well as one of the stones intrinsically connected to the Michael the Archangel's frequency sphere, just like lapis is. This right here is hemimorphite. Hemimorphite looks a lot like Sleeping Beauty Robin's Egg turquoise, but in fact is its own stone subspecies that is of the storm element that stimulates the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th chakras, thereby containing a light body activating unity unto itself. To further augment that 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th stimulation is tanzanite. Tanzanite is very famously known and utilized for its heart-mind connection capacities, and will stimulate the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th chakras in unison to effectively perfect the heart-mind connection. In spirituality, that connection cannot be overstated in its importance to be in your heart, and to know your heart, and to live from your heart and act from your heart. This right here, another classic stone of antiquity, blue sapphire, a corundum wind elemental stone, which of course is a 9 out of 10 hardness of the blue ray, hence its utilization to invoke wisdom by monarchs, matriarchs, and patriarchs of the ruling castes of old would utilize the stone to convey royal wisdom and knowledge. So you put those between related, try to get the focus right. Faceted clear quartz right here to be a neutral capacitator for this frequency broadband as well. So with all that being said, this entire construct is on one closed loop circuit, making a broadband frequency projection that has a very high yield, and once again what I refer to as an invincibility talisman, due to its high intense frequency wearable format that can actually be concealed under a shirt. Well, thank you for bearing with me. This video was actually semi-challenging to produce, just to, to try to keep everything straight. With this much power in one small construct was quite the challenge to actually keep it all linear. And once this video is completed, a lovely royal blue leather hood will be installed to insulate this entire hood section, as well as be another barrier of color therapy aspect, as this blue ray will actually govern the energy running through this whole matrix, with a Blu-ray focal point, which will be wrapped right here with more brass wire, which will give it a very nice Egyptian pharaohic finish. Anyhows, thank you everybody for bearing with me and viewing this video. God bless. Have a wonderful day.